It's time. It's your boy Tuna. I got my co-star. I can't even say co-host. It's my co-star. Introduce yourself, co-star.
Well, you know it. It's Gene. You'll reach me at Super Heavyweight on Twitter. You follow me, I'll follow you back. I talk anything from sports to sex to current events to politics. You name it, we talk about it, okay? There's no boundaries with me. Let's do this.
It's time to say what you feel. And
bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, I've been waiting all week to say what I feel. So, you know, we're in a platform right now where I can say what I feel without getting in trouble. And you know what?
You should never have to worry about getting in trouble for speaking your mind. This is America.
Bro, we're in America. We're in America. That's
That's
exactly what can happen in America. That whatever you say can get you in trouble. Okay.
Well, if that's the case, we're gonna stop it up. We're gonna start this off with the topic of the day. The topic of the day is this, and everybody watching, I know y'all been in this situation. How do you deal with someone that you have to see almost every day of your life, but you know that they interest ain't in the best of your interest? In other words,
this is deja vu for me. Well, go ahead and finish what you're saying. This is deja fucking vu for me.
So we all been in that situation where we either go to school with somebody, and I remember being like in 8th grade, and we got to do a team project, and all of a sudden, all the people I don't like is the people the teacher assigned me with. So now I got to deal with these motherfuckers I don't even like, and try to get an A. Because if I don't get an A, my mama gonna whoop my ass when I get home. And throughout our life, we run in these situations. So I'm trying to think.
Fast forward to the workplace, bro. I mean, from the start, from where you started to where you are right now, you've dealt with some treacherous assholes that feel like, you know what, they gotta run you.
Well,
they gotta run stuff. They gotta, you know what? Oh, I'm looking out for your best interest, but they gotta run stuff.
And how are we supposed to deal with these people?
Unfortunately, this is corporate America. It's been this way since the 80s. You got these people out there. I mean, and I'm not just saying in the workplace. I'm talking about from the workplace to politics to school life to just everyday walks of life, even social clubs. You have people that you have to deal with on a regular basis that you don't actually like. You don't even care about them. And you know what?
Growing up,
go ahead.
They were saying that's life. My parents would say, "Oh, you ain't gonna like everybody. You're not gonna get along with everybody. Everybody's not gonna be your friend." I remember these things, but I feel like this. If you're gonna be fake around me and condescending, and you know that your position may hold some weight over my position, or your relationships may be greater than my relationships, I'm at the point in my life, I'm 31 years old, I'm a grown man. I can't take it. I have a very small line for the bullshit. There's no other way to say it.
Bro, honest, I'm right there with you. It's a broken business model that has been continually force-fed to corporate America. It is what it is.
But what do we do about it?
There's nothing you can do about it unless you're in a position of authority or in a position where you can make choices that will correct what you're seeing. Unfortunately, for people like me and you, people that are the worker bees, people that are the kids that are not in favor with the coaches or with the teachers, that are favorites of the teachers. I mean, that's just the business model right now. You have people that are put in positions of authority, number one, and you have people that they favor, number two, And you know what? If you're not falling in that category between 1 and 2, you're in trouble. People like me and you, and I'm going to say this. I'm sorry. I'm old enough to where I'm not worried about money anymore. As far as a job or a lifestyle or anything to that category, if I'm not happy with it, eventually I'm going to get to a point where I'm going to have to deal with that to where I am happy with it or I am content with it. That's what's going to eventually going to have to happen. Okay. So for people out there listening to us, if you're in a bad situation, I don't care if it's fast food, I don't care if it's retail, I don't care if it's a call center, whatever you're in, if you're dreading going to work on Monday, if you're dreading going to work on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and you're looking forward to a 2-day, 48 hours of reprieve from what you're dealing with, that's a problem. People, I'm serious. Life is too short. You need to be looking for a way out. You need to be looking for something that's going to put you in a position where you are happy. Okay?
Well, the problem is this. We go to work, and that's the problem right there. We have jobs. We have We have to. It's almost like telling somebody that you can be my mom. Like, to me, the only people that can tell me to do something is my mama and my girl. Nobody else could tell me what to do. I'm
my
too
mom and my
grown.
dad. You're right. I'm right there with you, bro. I'm right there with you.
Too grown. Like,
yeah.
And you can't get that respect.
And I know you, and you know me, and unfortunately, nobody can talk to us any old kind of way. Nobody can treat you any old kind of way, because you get to a point where you get fed up with it. You've dealt with incompetence in the past, and you're at a point right now in your life where all you want to do is be happy. Am I right?
Crazy?
Am I right or am I wrong in assuming that for you? I know I can speak for myself and say, in saying that all I want to do is be happy. That's all I care about. At this point in my life, all I care, money, fuck money. We can talk about this right now.
I like money too much.
You know what? And that's your business. Because I'm going to tell you right now, my son, the only reason that I work right now is because I have a 16-year-old kid who's going into prom. He's going into varsity football for the next couple of years. He's going into so many different avenues that I have to have a good job to take care of this. Because I promise you, swear to God, hand to God, I promise you, I will be living in a third world country, whether it's Dominican Republic or Costa Rica, something like that. I will be living in a place where I'm happy. I'll be living in a place where I'm going to be enjoying life. And money's not an avenue for me. Money's the ends to a means. A means.
See, to me, I used to look at money that way, but it was when I really, really didn't have any.
Right.
And just the freedoms that having money give you.
In the United States.
People say money can't buy. True. And people say you can't buy happiness. I disagree. I remember a birthday party I had a few years ago that was.
I was there.
Too much money.
I was there.
And it was fun. You know
right,
what I mean?
Right.
But money can maybe buy you temporary happiness, but it can buy some kind of happiness. You know what I mean? And
bro,
I love just being able to do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna cut you off right there. I was in the Dominican Republic in 2006. I got laid off of my job. They set me up with unemployment. And you know what I did? I went to, I was right between the lease on the place I was staying at. And so what I did was I went ahead and finished off the lease and I put all my stuff in storage. I went to the Dominican Republic for a whole month, living off of unemployment. Now, a lot of people may be offended by this. I don't care because I earned that money. Okay. So whatever your ideas are about what I did with that money, I earned it. At the end of the day, I went there. I lived. I mean, just going and hanging out with these people that work their asses off every day. They go home, they enjoy life. They showed me how to enjoy life. They showed me that material things are not important, because the fact that they don't have material things and they're enjoying life, I mean, that speaks volumes right there in itself, man. And for me, that is what I learned. That is what I learned, that, you know what? All these things we have computers, we have internet, we have cable, we have championship basketball, we have football.
We don't have championship basketball, but okay.
Well, let me keep going here. we have DVD players, we have PS4s, we have cell phones, but you know what? There are a lot of people that don't have power for a whole 24 fucking hours.
I couldn't be one of them.
Right, but you know what? You're not, and you know that's cool because you're here in the United States of America. But going over there and seeing people without power for 2 and 3 hours at a day, and they're sitting out there conversing with their neighbors, they find things to do, and they're more constructive, and they appreciate the little things in life. Little things in life.
I can agree to some extent, and the reason I say that is this. I've learned I could not have lived in any other era in the history of our world. I couldn't have made it. I probably, besides maybe Canada and the UK, could not have lived in any other country in the world, even in our era. I 100% will say I take for granted the things that we have today, but ain't no way in hell I could live without them. I need technology. I need electricity. And I do understand there's people that could be happy. More power to them. I wish I could be that way. I would be a mess. I would be so sad. I would cry. I would literally have tears in my eyes if I couldn't play Xbox once in a while. If I couldn't pick up my phone and send a text message. If I couldn't, it would be too tough for me. I'm so used to
Charles,
my way.
As intellectual as you are, the things that you try to learn, the things that you know, I really do have a hard time believing that superficial things like a cell phone, like cable, like video game, it is very superficial. It's very superficial. And I have a hard time believing somebody as intelligent as you are, would have a hard time living life without these things. I really do.
Video games, I could do without. But my phone and computer.
But I'm talking about your phone. If I gave you $100,000 and said, here's a flip phone, live your life for the next 6 months without a smartphone, you could do it. I know that. I know you. I know how your mind works. Oh, no, I'm talking about just a flip phone. No technology. I really do believe that you would be able to do it.
I think so. I think I would have a lot more accomplished too.
Absolutely. You don't give yourself enough credit for this stuff.
I agree. I could. But I was thinking about this earlier. When's the last time you opened a newspaper?
About a week ago.
Now, I'm going to tell you why I don't read newspapers. Anything in a newspaper that comes tomorrow, I already read about online. And in the age of technology, there's no reason for me to use a newspaper. If I want to look at classifieds, I go on Craigslist.
Well, let me say this, man. The world has changed. And I'm going to put a marker at 2005 forward. Technology has changed, and you see a lot of newspaper companies that are going out of business. You see a lot of newspaper companies that are buying other newspaper companies. The newspaper itself is irrelevant. It is more of a I really don't know how to describe it. Exactly. It's antique. Personally, the way I look at the news, the media in general, everybody has an agenda. I mean, whether it's liberal media, whether it's corporate media, whether it's conservative media, the media itself, everything you read has an agenda. And so I appreciate internet media a little bit more than I do the three that I mentioned. So when I look at a newspaper, I'm looking at maybe the sports section or maybe the comics or maybe a puzzle or something to that effect, but I'm not taking the newspaper itself, seriously. I'm not taking it seriously.
A waste of paper. I would
Absolutely.
say, I mean,
it's
everybody
nostalgia. There's the
know.
word. There's the word I'm looking for. Nostalgia.
Antique. But my kids will probably never read a newspaper.
Absolutely not.
But like you said, that was a good segue to one of our other topics. Is everybody has a reason for doing what they're doing, and especially the media. And
Absolutely.
that brings me to two things I heard in the last couple of days that I want your opinion on. They're both, I don't know, one's a celebrity, one's an idiot, but well, actually they're both idiots. But you tell me who's who. The first one was Stacey Dash has a book coming out. And
is it in crayon? If it
know.
isn't, it probably needs to be, because that's the only way you're gonna get anybody's interest in Mrs. Clueless, the girl that was only famous from the movie Clueless. That's the only way you're gonna get any interest, unless you're one of those conservative. You know what? I'm not gonna insult anybody this time. Maybe later on in the show I might, but right now, those conservative people that are just, they're into Stacey Dash. Put it that way.
Let me tell the viewers who might not know what she said. She was having a conversation, being interviewed about her book, and she was talking about the whole transgender bathroom thing. And she was speaking on how Caitlyn Jenner wants to use the women's bathroom, and sometimes she doesn't know what bathroom she identifies with, but she feels like she should be able to use the women's bathroom. And Stacey Dash replied pretty bluntly, well, I'm not going to put my kid's life in danger, so you should just go in the bushes. Now, one, Caitlyn Jenner is identifying as a woman, so you just told a woman to go pee in the bushes. But more than that, even a transgender person is still a person, not an animal, not a dog that's supposed to go to a fire hydrant and do what they got to do. They're not marking their territory. I personally feel like if you go to the bathroom, you should go to the bathroom. I don't care who's in the bathroom next to me. I mean, if you standing up and peeing, you standing up and peeing. So fucking what?
Let me can I jump in here real quick? Can I jump in here real quick? We are in 2016. Let's rewind to 1965, where if you were of color, you couldn't use the same bathroom as somebody that was not of color. You could not use the same water fountain as somebody that was not of color. You would, depending on the situation, you could do time for using the wrong water fountain or the wrong bathroom. Okay? So we've looked at the ethnicity at that time in the 60s. Let's fast forward back to where we are now. Now, you're talking about somebody that's transgender. Let's replace transgender with ethnicity. How is this any different now? How is this any different right now from what you saw in the 60s? How you? Well, I want you. I know you're good at playing. You're good at playing devil's advocate. I want you to see, based on what I just said and the logic that I just used, how can you justify any kind of rhetoric that would be against this and make it logical?
There is no way. I agree actually 100% with you. I think that the gay rights and that movement is very similar to the civil rights movement.
All they've done is replace ethnicity with sexual orientation. That's all.
I agree with that. I agree with that. I 100% agree. I think that the gay rights
these are the same type of people that were against. These were the same type of people that were part of the mob mentality for the Freedom Riders, for the Rosa Parks.
It's the same people that's voting for Donald Trump. We know
exact mindset, but it's just frustrating that you know what, and people say, oh, racism is not in effect in 2016. Wrong. Racism has adapted. Racism or bigotry, I should say racism. Bigotry has adapted in this day and age. Same thing, same MO, but it's adapted to a point where you can't physically say, hey, look at this situation here. Look at this situation here. This is what's going on. Okay. And I'm sorry. It just frustrates me that people can't see the bigger picture. And
I can agree with it, but it is different though. Here's my main reason that I can't say that I would ever march in a gay parade or something like that. The reason I can't is ethnicity. When I walk outside or if I walk into a rich neighborhood, they're gonna be like, okay, there's a nigga. They can look at me and see that. You can't always do that with gay people. Some gay people you can't tell.
Yeah, and I understand it. I understand that.
And it's a choice. But being black's not a choice.
Let's peel this down to human beings. I mean, your family, I don't know how I don't know of what your family had to deal with in the civil rights era. I know what my uncles, I know what my father went through in the civil rights era. I know what my great grandmother went through with slavery. I have an idea of all the things that are wrong, that were wrong with America. And I can tell you about family members that have had to endure that. I don't think that that's right. I agree. That's right. And unfortunately,
people are people. No matter what.
People are people. And this is where me and you are going to differ. I feel like, I don't understand what a homosexual person's mentality is, but I can tell you they're human beings. And you know what? I'm going to be right there with them, despite, all this fear mongering. And, when
I have none of that.
When people talk about, oh, well, you can't have different genders walking in the bathroom. And I've been to Miami. I've been to Las Vegas. I've been here in Phoenix to places where they have unisex bathrooms. Rebar Bliss, unisex bathroom. I walk in there and there's a woman hiking her skirt down where she just came out of the bathroom. You know what? No big deal. I got to go pee. I don't give a damn what she's doing. I'm going to go pee.
I can agree with that.
And then I'm going to go pee. I'm going to wash my hands and I'm going to walk out of the bathroom. Okay. You know what? If there was a party in there, if they had a server in there, if they had some tables and, they were serving food or whatever, I could understand where people were upset about transgender restrooms and all this other stuff. But unfortunately for me, I go into the bathroom to use a bathroom. I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to walk out. I don't give a damn who else is in there. Okay? That's just me.
I 100% agree. I have no disagreements with that.
Do you hand out business cards or do you flirt with people or do you look underneath the stalls when you go in the bathroom?
No, I go to the bathroom. Okay. I piss. I wash my hands. I take the napkin from the dude in the red suit. I might give him a tip if he dry my hands for me and I walk out. Okay. That's exactly what I do. So.
Exactly. Now, what logically thinking person can sit here and say, oh, well, maybe they're going in to violate my rights. They're going to go in and violate. No, you're going in to use a bathroom. You don't worry about anything else that's going on. You go in to use the bathroom, wash your hands, and walk out. Shut the fuck up about the rest of this.
I definitely agree. I agree. And moving on, you know what? I don't even want to talk about Donald Trump. Donald Trump said some more dumb shit. I'm not going to give it any more press.
What else?
That's all I'm
is new?
say.
What else is new with that jackass?
Let's just move on to our next topic. I'm gonna show a picture, and I'm gonna explain who this person is for people who don't know, and we're gonna talk about it.
Oh, I think. Oh, wow, yeah. Oh, so, yeah.
This woman right here,
her,
was just arrested.
Yeah, she was arrested. probably frisked
for having sex with a 13-year-old almost every day for a year. Now she's 24. She's a middle school teacher.
Well, yeah.
She was introduced to the family of the 13-year-old as her girlfriend, his girlfriend. Mm-hmm. The family was okay with it. Yeah. They invited her to family gatherings, to parties. Mm-hmm. When she announced that she was pregnant, the family celebrated and was very excited that they were going to have a grandkid.
Yeah.
So people are outraged by what she did. Now, I feel, and it may be a double standard. Sorry, women, but there's double standards. You just got to live with the shit. Most men, including myself, if my 13-year-old son had an attractive 24-year-old girlfriend, more power to you.
Okay.
I have no problem with that.
I have to jump in here real quick. A 13-year-old female, and you know what? You guys can crucify me all you want, is not physically developed to handle sex from a 24-year-old male. Okay.
She'll probably be in a hospital.
It would probably cause physical damage to a female. Okay. So, with that being said, let's talk about the actual reality here with the 13-year-old kid. And at that age, you're starting to get curious about the female anatomy, so on and so forth. I'm not justifying what happened because, I don't
think it needs justifying.
Well, I have to say this. It has to be said because according to the law, this was wrong. Now,
the law is wrong.
Right. But you could say, what if a 13-year-old kid was apprehended with 3 ounces of weed? Okay. They're both of these things are wrong. Both of these things are illegal. Okay. So, I mean, if you're going by the letter of the law, then she would. Oh, absolutely.
Then she should be punished.
Right. Then she should be punished. But on when you talk about mentality, when you talk about being the physical aspects, you're talking about a totally different situation. And I can speak from experience. But yeah, go ahead. I'll let you go ahead.
The reason I have a problem with this being an issue is because it was consensual. It wasn't hidden. But the most important piece to me is the parents gave their blessing. For instance, another example, how many kids have a drink with their parents every once in a while, underage? It's very common.
I always did.
So common. Your parents give you a beer, they give you a drink, you drink it. It's no biggie. Your parents, it's not like you hid it from them. Your parents gave it to you. And there's no way that should be a crime. It's your parents, especially if you have loving parents that it's obvious they're looking for the best of your well-being. So once the parents gave her the blessing, they weren't all freaked out about it. I don't feel like this should have been a crime. I feel like it's ludicrous that it's a crime. Now, the reason it's a crime is because of the trying to make men and women equal. Like, you can't make a law that applies one way to a man and one way to a woman. Although you should be able to, because men and women are different. You have to treat them that way. Now, different does not mean an equal. And by saying that, the age to consent should be lower for males than.
I'm gonna step away for a second.
Just because physically, women are not ready as a man can. Women are not born with the ability to have kids. A man, as soon as he can bust a nut, he can have a kid. This nigga was 13. So with that being said, I feel like it shouldn't have been a crime. I feel like everyone being mad about it is either mad it wasn't them, mad it couldn't be them, or wish it was them. And it is what it is. So I'm baffled. I want everyone's comments on how they feel about all of our discussions we have. Please leave comments in the box. I will reply to every single one of them. And I want to know, I want y'all to say what y'all feel about these situations that keep coming up. And in other news, while James is gone, I'm going to speak on the sadness of the sports community right now. Yesterday there was a very harmful scene that we should have a moment of silence for. The Cleveland Cavaliers played the Golden State Warriors, and it's definitely something that needs to be mourned. I'm happy Gene's not listening because I don't want to hear his 2 cents right now. Hopefully this makes it to LeBron. LeBron, please get this ring. We need this ring. Please. All
the
right.
NBA is fixed, bro. That's all I can tell you. It's fixed. There's no way.
You know why it's fixed?
Oklahoma City should never have lost that last game. They only needed one game.
The NBA is fixed? Because it's the
gambling
time of the light skins. The light skins taking over the world. Look at Drake,
bro. There you go.
It's the light skins. All
bro,
these light skins and these
Meek
dark
Mill,
skins that want to be light skinned.
Meek Mill,
a light skinned nigga who been out in the sun too long. Because Meek Mill is definitely a light skinned nigga. Underneath all that blackness, he's light skinned. And that's crazy. That brings me to a point that it's crazy when you think about it, but acting light skinned is really a thing. You know, I really feel like you can act light skinned. I don't act light skinned.
Okay, so let me ask you this. If we could put a name, if we could attach a name to acting light skinned, would it be Bougie?
It'd be Drake.
Okay, and how is it?
Over women.
Okay.
Always whining, feeling entitled.
Okay.
You was in the house when we was young.
Would that
because your ancestors was in the house, you feel entitled because we was out in the fields. Light skinned and spoiled brats. And it works for men and women. Light skinned women the same way. I'm sorry, light skinned women watching. I know of a specific light skinned woman that's watching right now, and you are a spoiled brat.
Wow.
And it's because you light skinned.
Wow, that's bold.
But I still love you though.
That's
you
bold.
are still.
That's very bold right there.
You told me. What's the name of this show?
Say what you feel. I'm just saying that's bold. Hey, you know what? I'm not co-signing. I'm not taking any side. I'm just saying that's a bold statement right there.
Jane, when you was younger, say you was at a club, right?
Okay.
And you see an attractive dark-skinned female and an attractive light-skinned female. Do you think before that it's going to be harder to get at the light-skinned female than the dark-skinned female, even though they are of equal attractiveness?
I think it all depends on who had the bigger booty. I'm just saying. It's just me.
The dark-skinned girl probably did, but the light-skinned girl still gonna be hard to get at.
I'm all about them cakes, man. So if she had them cakes, them Debbie cakes, man, that's where I'm going. That's the direction. I'm going that direction right there. You know what?
Yeah, I don't mean it ain't gonna be harder though.
You know what? We had this conversation earlier today, and I had a very hard time arguing what you were talking about. I thought of some people, and like you brought up Michael Strahan. Michael Strahan, great example, but when you look at Michael Strahan, he's still that guy. He's not what you would consider somebody like a Steph Curry.
He's not a light skin. He's not a Drake.
Yeah.
He's not a Chico DeBarge. He's not a
And
Maxwell.
another great example is Serena Williams. Serena Williams, one of the greatest female athletes of this decade. Not this year, not 2 years ago, not 5 years ago, this decade.
Why do you think most
now you look
female athletes is dark skinned?
I can't argue.
Most great ones.
I really have no idea. I mean, you could go all the way back to Althea Gibson in tennis, and she was a light-skinned
girl that's too pretty to play sports.
Well, wait, Lolo Jones. What's her name? Is that her name? Lolo Jones? The Olympian? The Olympian?
Marion Jones?
No, Lolo. Hold on, I'll tell you in just a second. Let's Google this together. Partners in learning.
The Marion girl, the Marion Olympian, the one that got caught with the steroids, she was dark skinned too.
Let's see, Lolo Jones. I think that's her name. I think she was. Yeah, Lolo Jones. U.S. Olympian.
I don't even got.
And Lolo.
First off, her last name's Jones, so I already know what she looked like.
Yeah. You know, when you talk about this is kind of a sensitive subject for me because I've had a chance to talk to some people that were mixed, and art form getting acceptance from either race. That you look at, let's put it in, because they're light skinned, they're not getting accepted by all of the black community. And people can argue this all you want, but this is a fact. And they can go on the other side, wherever their other nationality is, whether it's Asian.
I think Lolo Jones is mixed. Looking at her.
Oh, absolutely, she's mixed. She'll, you know, that's what I'm saying.
She like Steph Curry's sister.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You have people that, you know, they're forced. People try to force them to choose. You should go with what's in your heart, you know. And I can't sit here and argue, oh, she acts this way, or she acts light skin, or she acts dark skin. However she acts, that's what works for her, you know. And, you know, just kind of going to your point, that's how I look at things. Is I'm not going to sit here and judge anybody. And Charles, you can vouch for what I'm saying. I don't judge people. You could be black, you could be white, you could be Hispanic, you could be Asian, Indian, it doesn't matter. You're an asshole, you're an asshole. And I'm not going to sit here and judge you based on race. Now, there are certain circumstances where race can play into something where it will lead me a certain direction, but for the most part, no. I don't look at things that way.
The crazy thing is this: when it comes to race, the black community is so divided because we got races within our race. But the more I think about it and ponder on it, and I'm sitting there and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, the light skins definitely kind of is a different race because, well, maybe a different ethnicity because ethnicity plays more to culture. But the light skins they do have a different culture than us. Like,
bro, how are they are they accepted by? Do all black people accept light skinned people?
No, they do not.
You know this as well as I do.
No. And how many light skins be talking, damn, nigga, you look like night. Damn, nigga, you like your shadow. Like why you just look like eye whites and teeth? Like it's the same thing. Like black Bro, people have
you gotta know how to deflect that, man.
But it's a thing though. It is this.
But this is the thing. This is the most important thing to remember, Charles. And anybody out there that's listening is understanding. You don't know what light-skinned people go through throughout their life. Because as I mentioned before, black people, a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times, will not accept them. Now, white people, on the other hand, they damn sure will not accept them. And case in point, Barack Obama, president of the United States. Okay? There's a guy, mixed race, and the fact that he's a mixed race, everybody should have embraced him. But you see the racism and you see the negativity that he's had to endure for the past 7+ years.
But you know what, though? I'm gonna tell you what kind of did it for Barack. Why he wasn't embraced? Because I do actually. I mean, look at slavery. The white people wanted the light skins in the house, so they did favor them more.
Absolutely, because they could relate to them more because of the color of their skin.
So I do think that there is some situations. I do feel like, in a general statement, that white people are more comfortable around light-skinned people, light-skinned niggas.
I disagree.
But you know what did it for Barack was Michelle. Because Michelle is not light-skinned.
Oh, but she fine though.
Michelle is
fine.
The epitome of strong black woman.
She fine too.
So much that it overshadows Barack, because a lot of people will be like, "Oh, look at Barack and his ghetto ass wife."
Oh, she ain't nothing ghetto about her. She's.
You know why they call her ghetto?
Because she's dark skinned.
Because she's dark skinned.
That's the only reason. As soon as this woman opens her mouth, she sounds more educated than any other person that I've actually physically been around. And I've been around surgeons, I've been around CEOs, and I've been around vice presidents and presidents. And I can tell you for a fact that this woman sounds educated from the moment she opens her mouth. Okay. And that totally blows up the stereotype of the black woman. The fact that you have a woman who is the first lady, who has her agenda, whether, with exercise and school lunches and eating and stuff like that. That's an agenda that's realistic, because she's saving lives. And you know what? People want to down her because of her physique. I think she's fine. Okay. I don't know if I've mentioned that during the show, but she's fine. And no offense. No offense, First Lady. I'm sure that the CIA and Secret Service is listening to this, but no offense. I'm just saying she is. And, I mentioned this question on the hot seat about her, what she's been able to do, the way she dresses, the way she handles herself, the fact that nobody in this presidential family has been mentioned on TMZ. Okay. And TMZ, they go looking for stories.
I agree.
They'll half-ass make a story up just to have something to report. But during this presidency, there has been no scandal. Okay. So that right there in itself tells you the caliber of woman that the first lady is, how she raised her children and how they are. And you don't hear about them on TMZ either. And that just speaks volumes about what kind of person she is.
You know what? You might not hear about them on TMZ because I watch a lot of Scandal, and they do a lot of stuff to make sure they don't get on TMZ, according to the show Scandal.
Oh yeah.
But I just got a question. Someone has asked me a question about mixed kids, and my son is biracial, and he is light bright, and I do feel that he's gonna feel a sense of entitlement because of his physical characteristics when he gets older. He has curly, light brown hair, dark green eyes. He's a Steph Curry, dimples, and I do feel like he's gonna. I'm happy. I love the fact that he's probably gonna have it easier in life, but I do feel like he is gonna have a sense of entitlement too once he realizes that people look at him different. Especially once he gets dark-skinned friends and he sees the differences how people interact with them and interact with him. I do feel like he's going to almost feel like he's entitled because he's light-skinned.
I disagree.
And it's okay, though. It's just the way of the world. It's the way of the world.
Bro, it all starts at home, okay? And that's where I'm going to start with this. My son, his grandmother is white. His mom is mixed, and you look at him and he is very light skinned, but that's just a physical characteristic. But he hasn't had everything handed to him. and he's
By
had to
you.
earn, right, in general, he's had to earn a lot of the stuff that he's done, and that's very important right there, is the fact that he's had to earn this stuff. I
How do
I
girls
feel
treat your
like,
son?
huh?
How do girls his age treat him?
Oh, it's disgusting. Because he has like
Yeah.
shoulder length dread.
So
He has shoulder length locks, and every time we're together, if we're at the mall or whatever, somebody's like, "Oh, we really like your locks," and just that, and
could I touch your hair?
yeah, or something to that effect. Now, what I will say about my son is he's very humble. He does a lot of the stuff that teenagers do to get in trouble. He's a stereotypical teenager. But I really feel like when you talk to him or you meet him, he doesn't think he's better. You don't see that sense of entitlement where he's got to wash his own dishes. He doesn't have a car. He's had to get out and get a job. He's had to do a lot of the stuff that, a lot of kids get handed to him. He hasn't had it. And I've done that on purpose.
And hopefully, I hope that it sticks with him, and when he gets away
absolutely.
from home, he doesn't forget who he is.
Yeah, absolutely. And as a parent, my goal is to make sure that I have a productive, successful adult in the world today, and make sure that he's well-rounded. And that's very important to me. Very, very important, because I don't want him to feel that. I don't want him to be
powerful people in the community.
Absolutely. And I don't want him to feel a sense of entitlement, because I've seen what that can do. And I've seen kids that get a car handed to them and they don't have to earn it or work for it.
You never been jealous that you don't have it?
No.
You never been envious that you didn't have that entitlement?
No, absolutely not. I think it's made me who I am today. It's made me appreciate money. I appreciate money, but I don't need money. You understand what I'm saying? It's just a different situation.
It's so much easier. It's just like one of those. It's like what we talked about last week. But
the problem with that is, life would have been easy, but at the same time, you get it handed to you. You don't appreciate the struggle. That's what these kids are missing. That's what kids in the eras of Jim Crow. That's what the kids in the era of segregation. That's what the kids in the era of civil rights, they had to struggle to get where they were, and it was sweeter once they appreciated it.
Okay, so would you rather have your son struggle to appreciate, or would you rather have him to have all the things we didn't have growing up?
I would rather have him struggle and appreciate it, because it'll stick with him.
Right, but I still want to teach him values. I want to teach him values.
Okay, Charles, let me stop you right there. That's cool. That's all short term, but long term, when you're looking outward and you're no longer here, and they have to depend on themselves, and they have to lean on their own understanding based on what you've taught them. Do you feel like spoiling them will put them in a position to succeed if they're in a position right now where, oh my God, Muhammad Ali died? Oh my God.
Oh man.
I'm sorry. I am sorry. That's devastating right there, man. Muhammad Ali died.
Yeah, I seen that he went to the hospital.
Yeah, unbelievable. Just broke on my phone. But I'm sorry. Just getting back to this right here, I feel like you have to put your kid in a position to succeed long term, not just short term. I understand what you're saying, spoiling them and making sure that everything is good while you're in arm's reach. But after the point where, hey, you got to get out on your own. Hey, you've got to go out and get your own job. Hey, you've got to go to college and get your degree and then move forward with your life. They have to be able to look at what they've been able to succeed with, what they've been able to do, based on what you've taught them on their own. So yeah, I get what you're saying, but at the same time, you want your kid to be a successful adult. That is the ultimate goal. It should be, if you're a parent, the ultimate goal to be a successful parent is that your child gets into society on their own. They're able to succeed. They're able to get a job, and they're able to depend on themselves.
Agreed.
That to me is success.
I agree.
Okay,
I agree. And like you said, I don't think that the benefits that we can provide our children should supersede what we teach them.
I think what you're talking about is short term.
I agree. I can agree with that. I can agree that it's short term happiness, but I do want them to see how hard I work to get it, so they can appreciate it, and how hard I work for them to have those things, so they can do the same for their kids. I want to throw this picture up right quick. I gotta definitely take a moment and talk about the greatest.
Yeah, he was. Fuck Floyd Mayweather. This guy was the greatest ever. The greatest to do it, man.
He was so much more than a boxer. I mean, he was a philanthropist. The prime of his career, standing up for what he believed in and not going to the Vietnam War.
Absolutely.
And the prime of his career was took from him for standing up for what he believed in. And this show is called Say What You Feel. It ain't too many that said what they feel better.
This guy,
Ali.
No doubt about it. They had him on interviews where he would shut down white supremacy. He would shut it down in its tracks based on what he was saying. And
he was a boxer, but he was a fighter in so many different ways, and just in that boxing ring.
Absolutely.
And my heart goes out to the Ali family. And
he was the greatest.
He was the greatest. Notice they don't call. Notice he never called himself the greatest boxer. He just called himself simply the greatest. So,
and he was, because you're talking about civil rights. You're talking about physical abilities. You're talking about just being smart. You listen to his interviews with a lot of these different journalists, and you can't help but take away that this guy was the greatest.
He's the greatest.
I'm asking you, as an athlete, as a philanthropist, as a civil rights advocate, can you think of any other person in sports history that has done as much as Muhammad Ali has?
No.
I have to ask.
Muhammad Ali was the greatest. I mean, as far as what he did for civil rights and using his platform to show people what was right and what was wrong, or what he felt at least what was right, what was wrong. What
was his famous saying? What he said regarding the Vietnam War? Ain't no Viet Cong ever called me a nigger.
Ain't no Viet Cong ever called me nigger. That's exactly what he said. He had more beefs with the people here in their own country than he did.
But he wasn't wrong, though.
He was right.
He wasn't wrong.
He was right. He was 100% right. So shout out to Muhammad Ali. Anytime you lose, it's weird.
This is hard, man. This is hard for me because I grew up as a boxing fan, and I'm gonna tell you right now, my dad was that guy. He always, hey, Muhammad Ali's getting ready to fight. Let's watch the fight. And I was a young kid, and that's where I got into boxing. And I mean, when Larry Holmes fought Muhammad Ali, I physically cried at that fight because Muhammad Ali was the greatest, and he had overstepped what he should have been doing, for real. And he was the greatest. He was the greatest.
He was the embodiment of the heart of a champion. I mean,
absolutely.
He fought, and he never let money take over what he was doing. He never forgot who he was.
That's the embodiment of integrity right there, Charles. Right there, the embodiment of integrity. Like me and you, I know that for you, you want something financially for your family. You want a legacy for your family. You want
But I want to be.
you want to do more. You want to do more than what you have right now. I think that, you know, he's helped our community to succeed or move forward. If you listen to his message, if you listen to his words, I mean, it was more than just about boxing. It was about being men.
He was so real that
yeah,
everybody liked Ali. Every race wanted to see Ali win.
At that time, every other race liked Ali because I'm sitting here. I'm here to tell you, when he would get in there and he would shut people down, I think what he had to say about the Vietnam War, he was spot on. He was spot on about the Vietnam War, and what he did was amazing. I mean, the fact that he turned Muslim, and you know what? Anybody out there
hated him for it too.
Yeah, anybody out there,
his brother hated him for it.
You know what? I don't have a problem with that because he did what was best for him. Okay, he did what was best for him, and I don't know. I'm really hurt. Yeah, I'm really hurt by this. I mean, even more so than Prince. I'm more of a sports guy. I'm definitely a sports guy. Prince. What happened with Prince? What happened with Prince was very devastating. But you consider what Muhammad Ali endured physically, the physical ailments he endured up to this point. You can't help but respect him and appreciate what he did and what he provided to our community, and not just our community, to America in general.
He's a personal. See, Prince wasn't a role model of mine. I didn't want to be Prince. I didn't want to be like Prince.
Yeah,
he was a genius, but with Ali, it hurts because he's somebody that you wouldn't mind being around growing up. You know what I mean? I never got to see Ali.
His cartoon was awesome. I mean, just Muhammad Ali
was Ali. He's the greatest.
Yeah, he was the greatest. And you know what? I love Floyd Mayweather. He's one of my favorite boxers.
He's an entertainer.
He for his defense, whatever. But at the end of the day, he couldn't hold Ali's jockstrap. He couldn't. And I know we're talking about
as far as outside the ring, it was not even close.
Oh, exactly.
Ali was the farthest from selfish you ever seen.
I think that Floyd Mayweather has a chance to change that right now and make things better as a person outside of boxing. I mean, he's got a huge platform. He's got a huge following. He can make so much difference like Ali did. And, you know, it just remains to be seen if he's going to do that.
He won't. It's not in his DNA. Me and one of my friends used to say this all the time, and it's actually a diss. It's a diss, even though there was times that I felt like I liked to hear it. But Floyd is a nigga for real. Like every embodiment of that word, that's who he is. He's a nigga for real.
Floyd is a businessman, and you can say what you want to about him. Floyd
you know what? I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that. He's a smart businessman. He's definitely motivated by money, by a lot of niggas is.
And Floyd
for him, he had an outlet.
Floyd is he's my reasoning with people outside of our race, because Floyd was given an opportunity. Floyd could have ended up like Michael Spinks or Leon Spinks,
Tyson,
Tony Tubbs, Mike Tyson, all these other fighters that got big paydays and didn't do anything with them. Floyd Mayweather,
he's a smart man.
You can dislike him all you want. I get it. You don't want to see the brother, come up or whatever. But at the end
I always want to see another.
And at the end of the day, this guy, he's got money on top of money.
He's a rich.
He's a rich man.
He's a rich man.
If it were me, I would probably do more with the community, but it's not me. But I'm just saying he's a smart businessman.
He takes good care of his kids too. So
absolutely.
All right, G. It's about that time.
Oh, I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Can I go first? Or yeah, you put me in the hot seat first?
It's time for the hot seat. All right.
Let's get it.
So, for all y'all that don't know what the hot seat is, any guest on the show, we're going to have an opportunity to ask each other rapid fire questions, and you got to answer the first thing that comes to your mind. Got a minute, 30 seconds to elaborate on your answers if you want to, if you choose to. Just got to get through all your questions and your answers. So, Gene, I'm going to put you in the hot seat first.
That's because
you were supposed to do. All right, you ready?
I'm ready to go.
You got a minute 30, and the timer will start when I ask the first question.
Let's do this.
All right, so Stacey Dash, would you smash her or punch her in the face?
I'd smash her, then punch her in the face.
All right, would you take $3 million to endorse Donald Trump for the rest of the election?
Fuck no.
$3 million though?
Fuck no.
What is the youngest age a male should we start having sex?
13.
A female?
18.
Okay. How many girls is too many girls for a guy to sleep with in their life?
No number.
How about a female?
No number.
Okay. Walmart or Target?
Target.
Chocolate or caramel?
Chocolate.
And last but not least, say some words for the great Ali.
Hey, he was the greatest.
If you could say something to him right now, what would you tell him?
You were the greatest.
All right. I'll let you off a little easy this week.
Man, I thought you had some hard questions for me, bro.
I'll let you off easy. You know what I mean?
There we go.
I wanted to leave you off easy. I think a female should have been with more than like 15 dudes in their life. After that, you might want to start worrying about them. Like the one girl who had the 25 guys at one time.
Okay,
that's a lot of guys.
And this is an interesting topic that you bring up here, man. I believe that in equality, men can always have a lot of bodies on them, but females can have bodies on them too. I don't have a problem with that. Your past is your past. If you have a connection with a woman, it doesn't matter how many bodies she's got in her past. For real. If there's a genuine, legitimate connection, it shouldn't matter how many bodies you got in your past. So for me, when I said that, I'm looking at a female from a physical aspect. And I knew you asked the question about the age for a female, blah, blah, blah. My thing is this. Can a female handle that type of thing?
They're not gonna be the same. They're not gonna be the same woman no more.
Exactly. And that's what
Corinne Stephens?
No. And I think a lot of that is because of her personality. I would punch that bitch. I would punch her ass in the face. For real. For real. Exactly. That's just me. That's just me.
I think a woman can't have to. The reason is this. Something's going inside a woman. It's inside of them. And for a man, it's not. Nothing goes. Right. Hopefully, nothing goes inside the man. So that's why it's a difference. That's why there is a number that a woman shouldn't hit, and there is no number a man could have. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. All right, you ready?
I am ready to go here. Let's see.
I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried.
What are you worried about, man?
You ain't got. Because I'm gonna say whatever I want to say, and that's what's going to be. All
right. Can you see the hot seat?
Let me see here. Yes, I see it.
All right, man. It looks kind of hot there. It looks kind of flaming. All right. First question: boobs or butt?
Butt.
Nice. If your girl's friend tries to seduce you, do you tell your girl?
Yes.
Dallas Cowboys, one player away or one GM away?
One Jerry Jones death away.
Exactly. That's where we're going with this. Would you take your significant other to a strip club?
I would want to, but she won't go. But I would. I would take her.
No, yes or no?
Yes.
You would.
Yes.
Okay. Diamond and Silk, are they Sambos or are they real GOP voters?
They got paid by Trump. They're on his payroll.
Okay, so they are Sambos. I agree with that. Stacey Dash, is she for real or is she getting paid?
She's for real because she wants attention. She's not a star anymore. Nobody cares about Stacey
I'm going to
Dash.
disagree with that. I'm thinking she's getting paid for this. I heard a couple of stories on Breakfast Club. Heard a couple of stories on 105. I can't think of the name of the station, but yeah, I believe that she's getting paid for this.
I think she just wants attention. She's not a star. Nobody cares about Stacey Dash.
Okay, now this is a good question for you. Would you prefer Stacey Dash or would you prefer Raymond? I ain't got no brain, Simone.
Stacey Dash, I could tell her to shut up and she won't talk back.
Yeah, she's kind of an airhead, right?
Yeah.
All right. Confederate flag overblown or needs to go away?
The Confederate flag should be burnt.
I agree. Caitlyn or Bruce?
Neither.
I'm gonna go with Bruce, man, because that guy, you know, that's who we knew back from the Olympics.
I know. I knew the Kardashian, the dad. I know Johnny Cochran.
All right.
I don't know no Bruce
I'm
Jenner.
gonna go with Bruce Jenner myself on that one. All right, and so we've gone through all the questions that I had.
Oh, that wasn't that bad.
That's pretty safe.
Whoever want to get on the hot seat, let me know. Drop a comment. These hot seats gonna get tougher. You know,
yeah, they will.
Get tougher. We still trying to fill out the crowd. We don't want to offend nobody. I don't care if I offend you.
Yeah,
if anything I say offends you.
If you get offended, kick rocks.
If you get offended, come debate me on the show.
Yeah,
come debate me.
Exactly. Or kick rocks barefooted. So, bro,
in Arizona, when
exactly.
It's 120 degrees outside.
Bro, I have enjoyed this show, man. This has been great. And you know what's crazy? We didn't even touch on half the subjects that we were really looking at. You know, I'm hyped about. I love this show, man. I think we
got some big things coming.
I think this is your calling, to be very honest.
Oh, I'm always honest. I think that I'm the greatest at everything I do. And if I'm not the greatest, I'm not going to do it. And I think, hey, you know where I got that term when I say I'm the greatest. You heard me say that before.
From your dad.
Nah,
from your dad.
I got it from Ali. Yeah. Ali was the greatest, and he instilled in me. Every time I walk in the room, I just want to yell, "The champ is here," because I feel like I'm the champion.
You know what? You need to go and hug your dad, because your dad is. I mean, where you're concerned, your dad is the greatest. And
my dad is a black Robert De Niro. He's a grumpy old man.
No, your dad put you on the path to where you are now. Despite whatever you may say, whatever you may think, your dad put you on the path.
I'm about to get my dad on the show. We're gonna get my dad on the show, then y'all be the judge.
Lord have mercy. You know what?
The greatest is. I'm gonna get my dad on the show.
All I'm gonna do, I'm gonna set my mic to mute and just listen to you two go at it.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. All we're gonna talk about is stop acting white skin.
And you know what?
You know what, Dad?
The glass of scotch right here, Muhammad Ali. I love you, man. I mean, you were always a inspiration for a lot of us kids growing up, and not just myself. I can remember the projects in Tampa and remember all the kids talking about Muhammad Ali and how important that man was and what he meant to a lot of these kids growing up. So all I can say is, you know, my thoughts and prayers are out to the Ali family. This man was very important to the black community, not just the black community, but to America, but specifically to the black community.
Yep. Shout out to Muhammad Ali. See y'all next week. Same time-ish. I do run on Black
I'm off to the casino pieces.
All right, deuces. Y'all have a good one.
All right.